10 hardest things to move in the world. A 100-meter-long maple leaf is just the beginning. The first one is the most outrageous. Just move. The cost is as high as $200,000. Wind turbine blades. Slowly approaching you. It is a fan blade that is 100 meters long. It's about to pass the highway. 2 operating modes of high-speed rail. Finally, it was transported to the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, the roof of the world. Such long leaves. How was it transported up the mountain? Well known. As the demand for wind power generation increases, the blades of the fan are also getting longer and longer. It has increased from 60 to 70 meters to over 100 meters. Now, a maple leaf stands upright. It's nearly 33 stories high. In real life, it's a huge monster. Increase in length. This means that wind power generation is more powerful, but I want to transport him. That's definitely hell-level difficulty. A leaf. The part hanging in the air is more than 90 meters. The transport vehicle only needs to shake slightly. The tail blades can swing 7 or 8 meters. It's like a dragon wagging its tail. If you don't pay attention, it will cause serious damage to the people and buildings around it. Severe damage to millions of blades directly scrapped. This is no joke. So transportation is definitely a technical job. Many people may ask, why can't we transport in sections? That's because once the leaves decompose, it will have a great impact on the overall strength. When the blades turn, connection. It is very likely to break under the pressure. By then, no matter where the broken leaves fly, it will cause huge damage. Transporting wind blades, you must be fully prepared. First of all, professional staff. Obstacles on the road will be cleared in advance. Any factors that affect traffic, everything must be made clear. Large wind turbine blades must use professional winning tooling vehicles for transportation. The front part of the tooling vehicle is specially used to fix the blades. The tail of the blade is fixed on the mobile frame. Convenient blades perform 360-degree rotations and swings over 60 degrees. The height of the blades can also be adjusted. Convenient for lifting through some special areas work. The tires equipped on the vehicle can also rotate 180 degrees. When encountering obstacles, you can adjust the direction and time. You thought you were ready here? Of course not. Transporting such a large blade, staffing is essential. In addition to the vehicle driver, there is also steering function to operate the tires and escorts along the way. When the blade escort team set off, the scene was spectacular. I believe 98% of people have never seen it. When the work truck is traveling on the highway, actually, everything is going pretty smoothly. The most difficult part is the journey up the mountain. Leaves when going up the mountain, almost the entire film is suspended in the air. There is a force behind me pressing down hard. The vehicle cannot move at all at this time. A tractor must be dispatched to pull the work truck up the mountain, but this is just the beginning. The mountain road is rugged and difficult to travel. Every step is like crossing a calamity. When encountering a turn, all personnel must concentrate at a curve that a normal vehicle can pass in 3 seconds. They may take 10 minutes, even half an hour to pass. It's even more difficult when you encounter an inner bend. The tooling hand needs to find the right time to lift the blade. Next, the steering worker must adjust the angle precisely to pass. Encountering a large router bay, the blade height needs to be lowered to reduce blade's wing. Every movement requires extreme coordination. If you make a mistake, you will be doomed. From early preparation to late departure, then carefully pass each bend. Such a big mountain. The leaves were transported to the top of the mountain. Some were even transported to the roof of the world. On the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, nearly 100-meter-long wind turbine blades. When turning on the mountain, it not only represents the development of the world's power level, it also carries the expectations of every power worker. So far, these people who have worked hard. Propane-propylene separation tower to transport the eyes. This massive tower weighing 600 tons. The local government mobilized hundreds of people, directly relocate 400 mu of land, forced to renovate 23 high and low voltage power lines. Event the toll booths were demolished and rebuilt. He's the one who truly opened the way to Yushan build a bridge over water. It can be called a wonder in the history of large-scale transportation. He's the world's largest propane-propylene separation tower, 138.6 meters long, 10.8 meters in diameter. The interior can accommodate 1,000 cars. The weight reaches 558 tons. If you erect it, it will be as high as a 50-story building. Looking from afar, it's like a giant cannon, attracted the attention of the audience. What's even more amazing is, this big guy cost 100 million yuan. The shipping cost alone reached 50 million. He was shipped from Ningbo, Zhejiang, China to Yantai Penglai Wanhua Industrial Park. The entire land transportation process is only 6.8 kilometers. It takes 33 hours to complete. To ensure safe transportation, local companies start planning 6 months in advance, even dismantling related facilities in advance, just to make way for him. Only 1 month left until the shipment transportation. Fang began to work intensively. If the road is not wide enough, build a road. If the bridge is not strong enough, strengthen it. All obstacles on the way forward. Everything must be clearly understood. But this is just the beginning. The whole process. The most important thing is the car in front of us, flatbed truck. Each of its wheels can bear a load of up to 30 tons, can rotate 360 degrees, and you can splice it yourself according to task requirements. Official data shows it can bear up to 50,000 tons of weight. Known as the most powerful vehicle on Earth, he is responsible for transporting the world's largest propane-propylene separation tower. It couldn't be more appropriate. This big object just set off on the road with such a swagger. Traffic police escorted us along the way. Some people even paved the way in advance. The whole process is like ants moving house. Extremely spectacular. From the initial preparation to the subsequent exchange of fire, you can spend a year in between, even longer. It is estimated that when he reaches his destination, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. It's so difficult to transport him, I don't want to do it anymore. 8th place. The oncoming behemoth, rocket. It's Musk's SpaceX rocket. The following is responsible for transportation. The world's largest new transport vehicle. You might be curious. Such a big transport truck? Why no headliner? This is actually a modular transport vehicle, also known as A3PT flatbed transporter. It is a large, super heavy transport. The advantage is that it can be adjusted according to the weight of the cargo, flexible combination of size, etc. To meet transportation needs, the whole process does not require human participation, using computer terminals and remote control operation. This method can also better reduce the error. Another highlight is the flatbed transporter has multiple oversized wheels, can effectively maintain balance 360 degrees, steering can be adjusted at will, no need to worry about turning and maneuvering. The largest flatbed truck in the world can load up to 1,152 wheels. Use this configuration to launch the rocket, definitely more than enough in addition to flatbed trucks now widely used internationally, and the tracks we see now transporter, it looks like a reptile. So he is also known as climb insect transporter. This transporter is 40 meters long, 35 meters wide, and adjustable in height between 6 to 8 meters. The entire transport platform is as big as a football field. Its own weight reaches 2,800 tons, fully loaded weight up to 11,000 tons. Mainly used in launch vehicles and space shuttles. It was born in 1965. This is Marion, USA. The machinery company specializes in NASA, built by the space agency. The cost of this car was more than $20 million. The guy who burns the most money every year, Kennedy Assembly Center. Then I received a big task. Delivering a Saturn rocket from the Kennedy Assembly Center to the launch pad. Saturn V was 160 meters long, more than 10 meters in diameter, weighs nearly 3,000 tons. It was the largest spacecraft in human space history at that time. Rocket 1. In order to carry this big guy, Reptile Transporter 8 extra-wide tracks are specially installed. 2 V16 supercharged diesel engines are also installed. Maximum output power is 2,050 kilowatt. From Kennedy Assembly Center to Launch Center, it's only 5 kilometers away. But that's all. He'll have to walk for about 3 hours. How shocking is the scene of the rocket launching? How difficult is the transportation process behind it? Human wisdom and efforts. It is fully reflected in this moment. The cute guys in front of the 7th reindeer, originally playing on the land, but was suddenly driven into the cold sea by the trainer. They rise and fall with the crashing of the waves. Looks a little helpless, but the trainer must do this. Around October every year, the Norwegian forests will gradually dry up. The land will soon be covered with ice and snow, become barren. If you continue to stay here, you will only die. We must get these reindeer as soon as possible. Move to a pasture 400 kilometers away to spend the winter. There is endless grass there. The climate is also more suitable for reindeer survival, but this thing looks easy. It's very difficult to do, because there is a road in front of them, 2.5 kilometers wide straight. Seawater beetle nut is not suitable for activities. These reindeer and humans do not speak the same language. It is absolutely impossible to get them to cross the sea obediently. This little girl, Amy, born into a Sami family of professional reindeer breeders, graduated from the Royal Reindeer Academy. He is currently carrying out this difficult task. He and his friends want to use this piece of cloth to drive all the reindeer into the sea. The scene was in chaos. The training department is running around everywhere. If you are not careful, you may hurt humans. Fortunately, the Sami people already have experience. They began to act in an orderly manner. The first batch of reindeer with Chiang experience already handy, they bravely jumped into the water, no longer afraid. The most difficult thing is their reindeer going into the water for the first time. They don't dare to go into the water, running around the shore in desperation. The Sami people can only be cruel, use a long cloth to drive them all into the sea. Seawater close to 0 degrees for other organisms definitely a major challenge, but reindeer have thick skin and fur. Can withstand changes in the external environment. The only thing they have to worry about is it's the waves along the way. Will they be thrown into the sea? Little girl Amy sitting in a boat, looking at the reindeer with a serious expression. He must ensure that all the reindeer migrate ashore. Anyone injured on the way, he must rescue him immediately. This process is not thrilling. It's absolutely terrifying. Amy dared not relax for a moment. This herd of reindeer is also completing a difficult mission. Finally, after a 2-hour migration, the reindeer finally swam to the other side. At this moment, Amy finally put down the reindeer. We no longer have to suffer from hunger and cold. They can freely growing on this land. Don't think that no tools were used in this transport, but the process is definitely epic in difficulty. These reindeer also used their actual actions, proved animals' ability to adapt to nature. Really strong. Number 6. Cattle. Do you know those imported cattle? How was it transported? This international transport company received a large order. They had to move 20,000 cattle within 3 days, shipped to China. The cattle are valued at $13 million. After completing this order, not only can they make a lot of money, it can also increase international visibility. But to transport these 20,000 cows across the ocean, we must also ensure that it is delivered to the buyer in good health. Definitely not a suggestion. First, they have to be on the ranch. Get these cattle on board, then sent to the port. Load these cows onto the truck. It's a very brain-consuming thing. After all, cows can't talk to you. He doesn't listen to you at all. They also have to stay steady on the road. The car is driving too fast or shaking too much. This will make the cattle feel unwell. To put it bluntly, pulling these cows is more troublesome than pulling people. But even though they are extremely careful, there's still a problem. When arriving at the port, loading work was halted for unknown reasons. 18 large transport trucks were all stuck on the road. The traffic jam lasts for 2 hours. This isn't just about waiting here with construction materials. Each car here carries 200 cows. They wait here without eating or drinking. There will definitely be problems. Drivers are worried that if they continue to waste time like this, not only is there no way to get the cattle to the ship, it could also cause widespread casualties, so they were forced to pull the cattle back. I worked all day for nothing. These drivers are also very sad. The congestion between them made them reflect bitterly. They decided not to ship cattle to the port again, but transported in batches, under such a reasonable arrangement. Finally, on the 4th day, all the cattle were shipped onto the freighter. The transport ship in front of you is 180 meters long, like a modern version of Noah's Ark. Now these cattle, all of them stood quietly in the boat. They couldn't help but admire the sea view in the distance. It seems like he is thinking about the next step. As for the staff, now their work, less than halfway done. Before the cattle boarded the ship, they have to disinfect and clean a large area every day. More attentive than cleaning your own home. After all the cattle have come ashore, they haven't been idle either. These cattle consume 300 tons of feed and 500,000 liters of nitrogen water. In order to meet such a large water demand, the ship carries the current state-of-the-art seawater desalination system. The granary for storing food at Guangxi time had 2 floors. The scene was spectacular. Besides, check the quantity regularly every day. There are also accompanying veterinarians monitoring environmental data. With the cooperation of these staff, the cattle were safely transported to the port, delivered to the buyer. After watching this process, I can only sigh. No wonder imported food is so expensive. The process is really not easy. Pay attention to the 5th steel coil. The pile of steel coils in front of me seemed to have suddenly grown legs, falling from the truck, running all the way forward. The old man was so scared that he ran away. There are always men who want to try to intercept. Usually encounter such a situation, people around will frantically stop me. It's not that they don't believe in these people's abilities, but the speed and weight of the steel coil. No one can stop it. Anyone who tries to stop him will pay with his life. Life-saving steel coil transportation. Why is it rated as the most difficult to transport in history? Why did the driver hear that he had to pull the steel coil? Run away. First, the steel coil has a special shape. He can't do well at all. Fixed on the transport vehicle. If you don't pay attention, it will move. The weight of a single steel coil, it can often reach about 27 tons, equivalent to the weight of 15 SUVs. Just tell me if you can bear this kind of weight. When he ran into the front of the car, the driver's life is in danger. When he recklessly crashed into the road, either it damages the road or scares away pedestrians. A real road killer. Now generally use special groove rack and steel chains to secure the coils, but it's not foolproof. So if you encounter such a large steel coil truck on the road, don't get close. The farther away the better. 4th place magnet. This is a large magnet weighing 320 tons, 17.7 meters long and 3.6 meters high. Just arrived from Italy by sea. Lou arrived in Bertha, southern France. As an important tool for large nuclear reactors, this giant magnet, carrying very important meaning, he must be transported to the International G Hall immediately. Experimental reactor. The entire mobile weighs more than 600 tons. The fleet, as required, must run 103 kilometers in 4 nights. The difficulty of transportation is, this big magnet is not only very big but also very heavy and very fragile. If you are not careful, it may be damaged. Before shipping, construction party. Specially installed impact indicator. When he encounters a large impact chamber, he will automatically alarm. The white liquid turns red. There are 2 more sensors, monitor anytime, anywhere. Data changes inside the magnet. The loader used this time. This is the huge automation module in front of us. The transporter has 18 axles and 288 wheels. In addition to the 2 300 horsepower engines, there are also 2 600 horsepower trucks for towing, to ensure that nothing goes wrong. But such a huge transport truck is on the road. How can it be possible to have a smooth journey? In order not to affect pedestrians, the transport truck usually departs at night. There was a convoy of more than 100 people escorting the houses along the way. Any electrical wires or other facilities that are an eyesore must be removed. Encountered a sharp turn of more than 90 degrees. The entire convoy must stop immediately. After precise calculation, adjust the angle at any time to pass slowly. When it comes to going uphill, the original power unit is obviously no longer sufficient. The tractor's wheels are spinning like crazy, 1,800 horsepower. I just can't pull this huge weight. You can imagine its weight. Fortunately, with everyone's concerted efforts, readjust the angle when setting off again. The car finally moved. This time, he finally completed the slow climb. It took 3 nights to reach the destination. In life, have you ever seen a magnet this big? 3. U.S. Treasury at a military base in Kentucky in the eastern part of the United States. The world's largest fault, Fort Knox Fault. It covers an area of 10,216 square meters, 4,600 tons of gold stored, accounts for more than 56% of the U.S. gold reserves. Worth over $420 billion. Not only that, there are many countries such as Germany, France, Italy also stores its gold here. It can be said that this is the world storage center. It's such a place. The strength is far beyond your imagination. I want to transport the gold out here. It is impossible for 99.9% of the people in the world to do this. First of all, this was once a U.S. armored infantry battalion, 23,000 soldiers, and more than 300 main battle tanks, where the troops were once stationed. This army, invisible, became part of the security force at Fort Knox. The structure of this fortress is also quite exquisite. A wall with 2 layers of nuts on the outside. It is covered with dense electric grids and surveillance cameras. The control equipment has crossed the wall. Then you are about to face a large area of mines in the middle. Every step is a mine. Difficult to move forward. There are also sniper points around the fortress. 24-hour precision sniping. Who can bear it? The windows throughout Fort Knox are camouflaged. At night, even special lighting devices will be used. It made the entire fortress seem to disappear. A night raid is impossible. Inner fortress walls, made entirely of granite and concrete. Extremely strong. Each door requires 3 keys to open. The vault was built on the underground floor. The gate is a 50 centimeters thick steel gate weighing 20 tons. It takes several U.S. Treasury officials to open him. The special password you set. These small rooms inside. It's where the gold is stored. These rooms look simple. In fact, it is also very complicated. Even 007 came and shook his head. Even among the presidents of the United States, only 2 people were lucky enough to visit. They are Roosevelt and Truman. So now, you understand. Why is the gold bar here the hardest thing to carry, right? However, rumors now say that the vault has been emptied. Germany had requested inspection of gold bars. Rejected by staff. Notify that you do not have permission. It seems Snooker Gold still has many secrets. Did you know that the second place is space junk? Humanity's largest garbage dump. It's right above our heads. Since 1957, the Soviet Union's first artificial satellite, entering space, humans have been creating junk in space for a long time. By 1993, humans have created 7,700 pieces of garbage. By 2024, the number of space debris has reached 45,000. The weight of the garbage exceeded 3,000 tons. They envelop the entire Earth. Not only affects the space environment, it will also hinder human space exploration. Some experts say, if the garbage in space is not cleaned up, in the future, humans may never be able to fly again. These space junk, mainly retired space satellites, orbital debris, and the astronauts' garbage. Many people may ask, since there is so much garbage, so why not just ship them back to Earth? But to be honest, this is definitely the most difficult transport in history. After all, the last time humans were in space, they used their power, not to mention bringing back garbage from space. So facing this pile of garbage, humans are almost helpless. Currently, only by continuously improving garbage cleaning technology to solve this problem. For example, some scientists have proposed the idea of pushing space junk into the atmosphere and burning it up, but humans are not yet able to achieve. If it's you, what do you think of these cosmic garbage? How to deal with it? The first dead body on Mount Everest. This chart represents the death toll on Mount Everest. A red flag, it represents a deceased person. Where the flags are denser, the more people die. According to current data, there are already more than 300 entities on Mount Everest. Beautiful Mount Everest. It has become a hell for mankind. This is really unbelievable. What is even more unexpected is that, want to carry these bodies down the mountain. The cost was as high as $200,000. This is because there are no protective measures on Mount Everest. Ordinary people can't get in. It's even more impossible to transport the body, so we need professionals to come out, move these deceased from the top of the mountain to the foot of the mountain, in the hands of their families who teach them. This process is so difficult. Even the professional team, I can't guarantee that I can successfully complete this task. Only medical treatment, especially those who are only a few hundred meters away from climbing. Top victims, they fell in the ice and snow. People passing by can only sigh after seeing this. The cool and elegant environment on the top of the mountain, it will instantly melt a person's fighting spirit. Steep slopes. If you're not careful, you'll lose your life. Every step requires great courage. The little fog at the top of the mountain, known as the death zone. Even professionals dare not set foot in it, not to mention Baga. The body came down. 1993, a climber named Mallory. At the highest point, only 240 meters away it fell. The wind was howling. Visibility is too low. People don't dare to act rashly. His body was buried in the ice, under the snow, until 1999. The climbing team found his body. At this time he had been sleeping for more than 70 years. But even if he was found, no professional dared to take him down the mountain. After all, no one can pay this money. No one dares to climb such a dangerous mountain. Carry him home. These sleeping people on Mount Everest. No doubt it no longer reminds us, we must respect nature, protect your own life, don't challenge your limits, doing things that you will regret forever. These 10 most difficult things to move. Which one do you think is the most difficult? Leave me a message.